Quantum Organization, Culture Track, the foundation of long-term success. Hi, let's talk about something that everyone talks about, but not everyone truly builds: culture. It's easy to say a company has a great culture, but how often does that actually reflect what employees experience every day? I've seen organizations where culture is just a corporate buzzword, where employees are expected to comply with policies rather than actively shape the environment they work in. And then there are places where culture is alive, evolving, and deeply embedded in how people interact, solve problems, and grow together. It becomes obvious that the difference between these two isn't just leadership speeches or HR initiatives. It's the daily energy, trust, and adaptability that people bring into their work. I would suggest that culture isn't something a company has. It's something it creates and recreates every single day. It's the way people communicate, how decisions are made, whether innovation is encouraged or shut down, and whether employees feel like they have a real say in the direction of the company. Wouldn't it be great if culture wasn't just something dictated from the top down, but something that everyone contributes to in a meaningful way? In a quantum organization, that's exactly what happens. I've noticed that the companies that get culture right don't treat it as a static rulebook. Instead, they understand that culture is like an energy field, shaped by the way leaders show up, how teams collaborate, and how challenges are handled. If leadership operates from a place of urgency, fear, and control, employees will play it safe, avoid risks, and focus on survival instead of innovation. But if the workplace fosters trust, curiosity, and shared purpose, employees naturally bring more of themselves into their work. When people feel safe to contribute beyond just executing tasks, the whole organization benefits. I've seen workplaces where employees are constantly afraid of making mistakes. They hesitate to speak up in meetings, avoid taking ownership, and do just enough to stay under the radar. It's frustrating because these same employees are smart, talented, and full of ideas, but the environment doesn't make it safe for them to bring those ideas forward. I would suggest that real culture starts with psychological safety. When people feel safe to express concerns, challenge ideas, and experiment without fear of backlash, innovation happens. Instead of punishing mistakes, organizations that get this right treat failure as learning, encourage open dialogue, and value different perspectives. Wouldn't it be great if people didn't feel limited by their job titles? I've seen how companies thrive when employees are encouraged to step beyond their roles and contribute in unexpected ways. In most organizations, teams work in silos, focusing only on their department's responsibilities. But when people from different backgrounds come together to solve problems, they come up with solutions that no single team could have created alone. The best workplaces are the ones where collaboration isn't forced, it's natural, because people see how their work connects to the bigger picture. It's interesting to see how companies approach learning. Some still treat it as a one-time event. Onboarding, a few annual training sessions, maybe an occasional leadership seminar. But in a workplace that truly values adaptability, learning is continuous. Employees are encouraged to explore new skills, take ownership of their growth, and share what they learn with others. The companies that succeed long-term are the ones that don't just hire smart people. They create an environment where people keep getting smarter together. I've noticed that some of the most engaged teams work in places where leaders don't micromanage, but trust their employees to do their best work. Instead of focusing on controlling every detail, leadership gives employees the freedom to experiment, take initiative, and own their decisions. When people feel trusted, they don't just meet expectations, they exceed them. They find better ways to solve problems, take pride in their work, and help the organization grow in ways leadership alone couldn't have predicted. I would suggest that a strong culture isn't just about work, it's about purpose. People are most engaged when they feel that what they do matters. It's not enough for employees to just complete tasks. They need to see how their efforts contribute to something bigger. I've seen organizations where people aren't just working for a paycheck, but because they truly believe in the mission of the company. When employees feel connected to a shared purpose, their energy shifts. Work isn't just a job. It becomes something they're invested in, something they're building alongside leadership. Culture is built not through policies, but through actions. It's not something you announce, it's something you create every day through trust, collaboration, learning, and purpose. Wouldn't it be great if more organizations recognize that culture isn't a set of rules, but a shared experience that everyone helps shape? The real question is, are we creating a workplace where people thrive, or are we unknowingly reinforcing barriers that hold them back?